Mike Israetel, who am I compared to Mike Mentzer? Well, real talk, I'm bigger than Mike Mentzer, I'm stronger than Mike Mentzer, and I'm more educated. I know more things than Mike Mentzer, and a lot of that's because I've just been in the future and learned everything he did and then everything after. It's like, hey, this is some shit that worked in the 60s, yeah, but I'm 10 times your size. I don't want to come off like a D***ck, but why are you guys worshipping this guy? He isn't merely making a bold statement, he's staking a claim about progress, knowledge, and the evolution of bodybuilding ideology. Let's unpack this on 3 levels: the figures, the statement, and its implications. The figures, Mentzer and Israetel. Mike Mentzer was an influential bodybuilder of the 70s to 80s, best known for his heavy-duty training philosophy, ultra-high intensity, low volume, strict form, infrequent sessions. His legacy is substantial in bodybuilding folklore, and many gymgoers still reference his methods. Mike Israetel is a modern sports scientist, competitive bodybuilder, PhD in sport physiology, co-founder of the company RP Strength. RP Strength. He blends academia and practice, teaching, writing, coaching, and producing content for the gym community. The quote takes place in the context of Israetel critiquing Mentzer's methods, or at least positioning his own approach as more advanced. For example, Israetel participated in a podcast where he discusses Mentzer's high-intensity training and points out both its merits and limitations. What the statement means. Size and strength. Israetel claims he is bigger and stronger than Mentzer. Whether one accepts that quantitatively or not, the rhetorical move is to say, I have surpassed the benchmark. Education and era. He emphasizes being more educated and having the benefit of being in the future, meaning he has access to more research, more experiments, more years of bodybuilding evolution than Mentzer did. Challenge of idol worship. The final question, why are you guys worshipping this guy, Mentzer? Is provocative. He's questioning the dogmatic adherence to a figure or method simply because of historical prestige, rather than because it remains optimal. This statement raises a number of interesting themes. Progress versus legacy. Mentzer's methods were groundbreaking in his era. Israetel is suggesting that modern science and practice have moved past them in many respects. That invites trainees to ask, are we still using old tricks because they're popular, or because they're best? The role of education and evidence. Israetel's background underscores the value of sports science in bodybuilding. The contrast he draws is between intuition/experience, Mentzer's era, and a more formalized scientific approach, today. That suggests that training decisions might benefit from being grounded in evidence. Humility versus hubris. There is a tension here. On one hand, Israetel's statement is bold, bordering on braggadocio. On the other hand, it forces the reader to evaluate whether championing someone purely for legacy is defensible when methods have evolved. What remains from older methods? Even if Mentzer's methods are critiqued, parts of them still work: high intensity, strict form, and smart recovery matter. Israetel's own work often builds on past ideas, so the proper takeaway might not be discard everything old, but adapt what works and update what doesn't. For someone training today, whether hobbyist or aspiring competitor, Israetel's quote is a challenge: don't train on autopilot. Instead, audit your program. Ask, why am I doing this exercise/rep scheme? Is it because it worked 40 years ago, or because current evidence supports it for my situation? Stay educated, use modern research and trainers who cite it. Israetel himself is an example of someone combining science plus lifting. Maintain respect. While respecting icons like Mentzer is fine, don't elevate personality over process. Methods evolve, what mattered then may not be optimal now. Balance humility and ambition. Israetel's statement pushes ambition: I'm bigger, stronger, smarter, but the real path is disciplined work. Outspoken quotes are provocative, but the real change is in consistent training, smart recovery, and applied learning. Mike Israetel's bold comparison to Mike Mentzer isn't just a shot at nostalgia, it's a manifesto of sorts. He argues that bodybuilding is a moving target. That what worked in the 1960s or 1970s might still have value, but should not blindly become doctrine. And that with new science, more data, longer timelines, and wider experience, you can build on the past instead of being trapped by it. For lifters today, let this be less about who's bigger and more about how well you train, how intelligently you recover, and how open you are to learning. Mentzer contributed, Israetel and his contemporaries attempt to refine. The optimized path remains ahead of both.